Hello there, my friends, and welcome back to the Brightworks in another match of Beyond All Reason, where today we are taking a look at a 3 versus 3 on Plethora of Pawns, which is definitely one of those maps that we don't get a chance to look at all too often, featuring a whole bunch of these little, well, pawns all over the place on the map, and a bunch of very choke-pointed lanes, which should be good fun to see how these commanders decide to address that issue. And leading the blue team here. As the blue team leader, it's gonna be none other than Nizar. Clocking in at 43.06 open skill and gonna be showing us what he's got as the blue team leader. Spawning just to the left over here, we also have our Cyan hero. Thinking about their next move right now, it's gonna be none other than Joustin at 18 open skill. And on the very far left-hand side here, whoa, if we go all the way across on this side, we have our Cortex commander in green, Jason. Rounding out our red team here, or rather capping off our red team here, it's going to be none other than Talero, the SG clan Talero, going to those Armada Bot Lab bots and going to be pumping out, no doubt, a couple of res bots. I do notice there's quite a lot of rocks around on this map and plenty of trees as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of res bot shenanigans going on here where we use the res bots to get a really early lead on the energy economy, even though that wind speed is phenomenal. Yeah, between winds and resbots, actually, I don't know. It's actually super efficient wind speed, so maybe those resbots aren't all too necessary. Our yellow player here today, it's going to be Kila of the Kill clan. So, Kila is, it's going to be the yellow commander. A little redundant, maybe, but Kila, yeah. And then, of course, our orange commander is going to be none other than Creeping Fox. The one and the only. Somebody commented one time that, I can't say that, the one and only, or none other than, a commander that we don't know the name of, but I feel like it's still fair, right? Like, this is still nobody except for Creeping Fox. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood that point, but anyways. Alright, Plethora of Pawns. Bit of a weird map. I really, it's one of those maps that we don't see often enough that I can really tell you the overall strategy for any of these, other than, of course, the fact that some of these pawns are slightly more traversable by hovercraft than others. And if we take a look around the map right here, we can see sometimes you'll see these little sort of ramps that kind of go down into the water, and then others that come up as well. Looks like we've got one over here. So those are areas where the hovercraft are going to be able to get in and out of the water. Some of these pawns are more accessible than others, though. Some of them, like this one, is super easy for those hovers to get in and out of. Some of them have steeper cliffs and are a little bit more tricky to move your hovercrafts around in. But basically, all of them can be traversed by hovercrafts. If ever there was a map, I guess is what I'm saying. If ever there was a map that hovercraft might be viable, or maybe a switch to hovercraft was ever viable, it might be this map. And the reason for that is, of course, that there's giant open areas on the sides, right? So if you took your hovercrafts around on the side like this, or, around on the other side like this, you would basically be uncontested, because there's not really a way to set up static defenses. You could put some LLTs over here and all that sort of stuff, but you'd have to move your commander or constructors so far out of the way, and actually getting over there is such an issue that it definitely makes it difficult. Now, the other interesting thing is, of course, this map might be perfect for walls, which is a part of the game that we don't really see all too often, but walls might be really valuable in this map, just for the simple fact that if you wall off a couple of these, just a couple of these little areas here, you put a wall across maybe here, and then you put another wall, one here and one here, or something like that, you can start to make these funnels that sort of route the enemies through, well, the specific pathways that you want them to take. Could be a very viable strategy. I'd be curious to see if any of our commanders on the field here today are going to be going for something like that. But Nizar, wearing that beautiful little Viking helmet, by the way, I love to see that. Going to be pushing forward one mechs at a time with a couple of those LLTs. Little battle going on over here. Some pawns are blasting away alongside an LLT at the grunts that were running forward from the orange commander, but they will be cleaned up. We have a little bit of a counter aggression here as well. Pawn was shut down by the laser blasters. What do we call these? The lasgun grunts. There we go, yeah. Looks like Jason is moving forward here as well. The green commander will step into this and start moving around, starting to expand out on the map with that commander. Very aggressive, actually. We're moving forward, but we haven't claimed the metal extractor. I guess we're going to leave that to the constructors to expand. This is technically like a 4-lane map, so you can see there's 4 starting positions here. You have this one with 3, this with 2, this with 2, and then this one with 3. So you kind of got 4 starting positions, which means one of these commanders on each of these teams is going to be able to claim basically 2 lanes worth of metal, and it looks like it's going to be the red and green commanders respectively. But so far, we've just seen good old-fashioned grunts and goblins, grunts and pawns on the front line here. No Legion in this match, unfortunately, but we do have those good old-fashioned laser grunts, and they're firing away right here. Commander actually Fairly well surrounded. Some nice D-guns. One nice D-gun there anyways. Looks like we have the pawns to reinforce here. Yeah, I think Nizal will get out of this quite nicely, and of course has the reclaim power to eat up a bunch of that metal as well. More and more of these LLTs coming up. Gonna make it very difficult for the Orange Commander Creeping Fox to move in here. Oh, unless we just go for the big cannons right off the bat. Okay, well, I mean, I suppose I don't mind it. As long as there's energy for it, I don't mind building one of these HLTs. We're building it pretty quickly. I want to say in about a minute or so that'll probably come up to speed. Maybe faster than that if the energy stays high here. Building more and more of those wind turbines, super important. Yeah, you can see those constructor towers helping build more of these wind turbines to speed up the energy production. Nizad detects it, though, and will shut that down. Nicely done. So that is kind of the... That was a good catch right there from Nizad. If that had come up and running, it would have been a huge issue, but luckily for the Blue Commander, did detect that there was, yeah, some shenanigans going on here. And so instead, yeah, didn't manage to... Well, the Orange Commander didn't manage to get the HLT up and running. We are desperately fighting these two commanders. Little bit of a comm trade. Alright, boom, go the Orange and Blue Commanders. Okay, we've got pawns in position to intercept. Grunts are coming out of the lab now, too. As long as we don't lose them to the LLTs here. Ooh, one by one. Okay. Grunts maybe trying to use the Constructor as a little bit of tanking. One of those ran a little too far, and the Constructor will go down. Okay. If that con had been able to reclaim any of this metal from this wreckage right here, I think that probably would have ended up working out nicely for the Orange Commander, but there's no such thing in place here, so it's going to be up to, well, either one of these, really. Oh, we have an air transition. Oh, well, would you look at that? The Blue Commander going for an air transition out of nowhere, goes into a couple of those T1 bombers and starts producing them, hoping to send those around the map and do a bunch of damage. Meanwhile, shenanigans. Shenanigans abound. Jason has made his way into the pond over here and will now start firing away. My goodness, what a cheesy cheester right there. Tolero also moving forward here. At least this one was spotted by the Green Commander, so there might be a chance that it gets shut down. Resbot here for the Blue Comm is eating up a whole bunch of that metal, though. Not shut down here by the Orange Grunts. They've sort of forgotten about the wreckage that they were meant to be contesting right here. They killed a bunch of the units and then forgot that they were supposed to contest this nearly 3,000 worth of metal as these bombers make their way across the map. Anti-air bots are pumped out here, and they will start firing away at a bunch of these bombers. Ooh, wind turbines just barely stay up and running. Some fighters are produced here by the Red Commander as well, but bombs away. Wind turbines start to blow. I got this, says the Green Commander, but there won't be much left to get. Those bombers connect in a huge way. All of a sudden, the energy infrastructure is crumpled right here. Wow. Crippled and crumpled. A little hybrid of the two words. Can you tell that I've been casting a whole bunch? Actually preparing to go on vacation, so I've been throwing together a bunch of these videos all day today. My casting voice is definitely starting to hit its limit. Oh, man. It is good, though. I'm very excited, and I hope you guys will enjoy the videos that I've got together as well. A whole bunch of casts from some top-tier gamers, so it will be a lot of fun. Not that really it will be any different than regular. If anything, it'll be more consistent than regular, actually. Yeah, been trying to figure out the right way to balance all the schedules here. As many of you, I'm sure, many of the diehards have noticed. One of those things about constantly trying to improve the channel. Banshee gunships up in the air. I think these will be enough to shut down any grunt aggression coming across. Now that we've got 5, 6 of them, yeah, it's going to be plenty in order to shut this down. Frankly speaking, we don't even really need the pawns. Fighters are coming across right here, though. We have defensive fighters to try and intercept and well, clear off some of this. Yeah, not bad. Tolero is in some trouble, though. Yeah, that commander's taking hits. Well, taking a lot of hits. Taking a lot of hits. Boom goes the Red Commander. Okay. Well, I didn't see that coming. I thought the Red Comm was going to be more than safe inside that puddle, but apparently got a little too close to the edge, and those thugs, they hit pretty hard. Just like that. All of a sudden, the Red Comm goes down. All right, well, there's another 1,000 or so metal on the field right there. The blue team making very good use of all of this metal that's being, or, well, at the very least, being eager to reclaim all this metal that's been put out on the field. The Orange Commander is setting up defenses here again, but frankly speaking, now that we've seen airplanes come out of the Blue Commander's base, I really feel like being passive is not the move here. I think we need to be a lot more aggressive out on the map, trying to harass down these bases, force the Orange Commander to get back into production, but... Sorry, force the Blue Commander to get back into production. But frankly, I guess we've already gotten there anyway. We now have a couple of medium tanks, some Janus coming out as well. Janet's going to be super useful in these little crunched up areas, these tight choke point areas. HLT firing away here, as well as that beamer turret, trying to find what value they can. We have the last comm here of the red team. Oh, very exposed. Nice walk back there from Kila, though. Does get the commander out before it takes too much damage. Need a little anti-air to shoot down those planes. We also have a gauntlet coming up and running here, which is surprising on a map like this. There's not very much metal to contest with a gauntlet in a single spot here. But it can work. Oh, nice shot from that Janus right there as well. Does get some serious value. A couple of these tanks managed to sneak on by. There are some grunts continuing the harassment, but reinforcing medium tanks will be more than sufficient. Oh, constructors, yikes. Moving a little too far forward right there. Okay. You can tell the blue commander is going for the win here. Not paying attention everywhere on the map, trying to look in multiple places at once. Ooh, nice cloak right there from Killa. Trying to reveal it with the bot. Does reveal the commander. Oh, anti-air tower's up, though. Yeah, okay. Killa is safe, at least for now, but we need to get that commander out of here. Yeah, sending that commander away from the front lines is going to be necessary, keeping it safe. Because the longer it stays out there fighting, the worse and worse it's going to get over time. Twin guard. Getting better and better, my goodness. Jason the Cheeky has gone for a good old-fashioned hovercraft lab and is going for some halberds, the assault hover tank of the Cortex faction. They cost quite a lot of build power. They are, I want to say, what is it? They're, yeah, 12,900 build power is crazy. That's a huge build cost for one of these bad boys. That's why this thing is coming up so slowly, despite it only being, you know, 600 metal and 13,000. I guess 13,000 energy is quite a lot. Yeah, that's like, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15... Almost 5 times as much energy as a regular hover tank. We've got tumbleweeds. Oh, I love this response right here from the red commander. Do we know what's over here? No, we have no clue what's over in the water right here. We're just going to send some rolling bombs over in this direction. Oh, that is too good. Rolling bombs headed in this direction right now, going to find the commander. Self-D? Self-D, please? Nice self-destruction right there. Takes out literally everything. The laboratory in trouble too. Boom goes the lab. Boom goes the halberd. The entire play is shut down and 1% HP remaining on Jason over here. And we have more mines to go. Another rolling bomb swimming its way under the sea, or rolling its way under the sea. Trying to find where that commander has gone off to. We don't have any way to detect it, right? Yeah, no radar, sonar, or anything like that. So that commander is invisible. Okay. Well, that's pretty funny. What a weird way to clean that up. But basically, the perfect response right now from the red commander, who actually, I mean, yeah, those bombs cleared that up super efficiently. So how could I be mad about that? T2 is now up and running right here for the red team as they make their way into a higher tech of game. Loads of T1 available on the front line right here. This is the moment where you start clicking on these res bots and just start eating up the maces. You've already got the T2 lab coming up right here. I mean, those maces are going to be way better off than anything else here. Joustin trying to get T2 up and running. We have those lightning tanks come out of a T2 lab right here for the blue commander. About a 2 dozen or so, no, about a dozen grunts moving forward into the main base right here, the blue team though, or the blue player rather. We do have a bull available, but it's not intercepting this. Do we have any radar over here? We do have radar. Okay, orange blips are detected. Nicely done. Yeah, micros the bull backwards, and frankly, I think this one bull is probably sufficient to take down these grunts. The bull does tons of damage and a big AoE as well, so it really can shut down grunts super, super effectively. Lightning tanks would be wonderful as well here, but the grunts will ultimately fall regardless. Yeah, trying to find their way into the safety of those wind turbines here, but the lightning tanks and the beamer turret and the bull, they all shut it down. Okay, the power of T2 in the palm of Nizaz's hands. Now we've got thugs moving in. Big stepping their way forward here, trying to take down mexes and pawns and all sorts of other stuff, whatever they can, really. Aggravators, struggling a lot against these pawns here. Tumbleweeds also included in the mix. What a bizarro mix of units that we've got right here. The green commander still hiding in the corner, by the way. Already back up to 26% HP. Man, really goes to show how quickly those commanders can heal themselves back up, huh? And by the way, we've got Platypus now running their way across the map, or Platypi. Platypod? What's the singular of platypus? I guess it's just platypus, huh? A platypus, yeah, okay. We've got a platypus making its way across the map right here, making its way into the backline, trying to find the green main production center, and I think it will. We don't have any scouting yet. Actually, in fact, we have basically 0 scouting on the map right now. I think this platypus will be the best scouting that they've gotten so far. It does find the E-converters, the E-storage rather. It will also find the E-converters, of course. Trying to turn both around right there. Yep, there we go. Build towers. Oh, build power just barely manages to eat it up before they go down. Nicely done right there. Those con towers going down would have been a nightmare, but luckily they do stay up and running. But okay. I mean, the red team now with a crazy advantage out on the map. They have more than all of the map control. I'd say it's probably something like 70% of the map is under their control right now. They've got most of the metal extractors, and they're upgrading to T2. This is looking wonderful for the red team, despite the aggression here, despite both commanders going down, by the way, on the right-hand side. Dare I say, the red team is actually making it work. Mass grunts here as well. 15 minutes into the game, and we're still doing mass grunts to try and push through right here. And for what it's worth, it's working phenomenally. Well, it's working in the lanes with T2, or T1 anyways. Yeah, against the T2, it's not nearly as efficient, but here we go. I mean, at least these maces are still finding some value. I was pretty worried that they wouldn't, but now they certainly are. That's a tumbleweed going off, by the way. Detonating right next to the laboratory here. Fiends trying to burn down any of these pawns and, well, anything else that they can find as well. Yeah, go kill those hounds. Go kill those hounds. Oh, no. Okay, well, we will not go kill those hounds. Instead, we've got more tumbleweeds. Look at the explosive radius in this thing. It's gigantic. Oh, he wants those build turrets. He wants the laboratory, too. Boom goes the laboratory from the tumbleweeds. They pop up out of the pawns, and they're unstoppable. My goodness, those tumbleweeds have been so dangerous right here for Talera. What a cheeky move right there from the red commander. I love it. A nuclear missile launcher has been built. What on earth? Alright, the blue team throwing a Hail Mary right here and definitely paying the price is all of a sudden, yeah, the nuke is not going to defend your base very well against these T1 running on by. We tried to set up some walls for those choke points, but yeah, bombers coming in now. Anti-air from those Jaguars, decent, but it's not great. Bombers are going to have a field day tearing apart all these wind turbines, though. Once the wind turbines go down, that is also all the energy production here for the blue commander, so yeah, that's pretty much it. E-converters popping is nice, but frankly, if you blow up the wind turbines, the E-converters don't work anyways. So you may as well go for those. Huge cluster of wind turbines right here as well. Platypus in the backline. Finding so much value. These wind turbines might not be chain reacting. Well, they kind of are chain reacting. They might not be fully chain reacting, but even when you space them out by one click, even if they don't auto chain react, they will still blow each other up pretty badly, and you can still end up losing all of them to a single unit like that. And that's exactly what we see right here. Suddenly this platypus has gotten way more kills than I think it really thought it would be. The bombers taking out all the wind turbines over here, and the AGO does pop as well. Bombs away once more, but yeah, you can see no energy to charge the nuke anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, what have we learned here today? Units are pretty good. Yeah. That's my takeaway from this, is that units are pretty good. They do good, they do damage, they can move. What more, frankly speaking, could you want out of a thing in an RTS game? We do have the nuke targeted, by the way. I mean, it is prepped and ready to fire. It is targeted dead center right in the middle of the yellow base. We didn't start anti-nuke, which is kind of interesting. Like, we did spot this nuke a while back. I'm curious to see why we haven't gone ahead and built the anti-nuke here, but, oh, there we go. Hey, we've got a mobile anti-nuke available for the red commander. We're going to be pulling that back towards the base, but, unfortunately... It was 1 out of 3 odds. Oh, the great evacuation. The evac. Look at that, the squad here to take the turrets away as well as the constructor. Pick them up and get them on out of there. What a lovely play from the yellow commander. Oh my goodness. Well, I can't lie. I've never seen that before, but what a hilarious play. That's great. That's really, truly great right there for Keela. Yeah, managed to get the build turrets up and in the air and out of the nuclear range. Now we got more and more wind turbines coming back up and running again. We need 1,000 energy per second to run one of these nuclear missile launchers consistently. On top of the, on top of the air lab and the T2 vehicle lab, I don't think you're going to ever be able to really afford all that energy unless you have proper fusions, or, I mean, on this map, wind turbines probably work, but it's so volatile. Fusions just ever so slightly more resistant to the bombardment. Platypus sneaking their way in, making good work of these airplanes as well, firing away their little anti-air missiles. It's not much, but it is enough to shoot down those airplanes, and that means that, yeah, eventually that air wall, if the platypus are underneath it, will get real thin. And it means that the enemy bombing runs can be super easy, super effective. Yep, there we go. Bombers coming in. Nowhere near enough fighters to shuttle this down really quickly before they hit the base anyways. Beamer turret. Trying its best. Running out of power. Yeah. This is a GG moment right here. Units to kill the bases instead of nuclear bombs. And it looks like Joustin is the last one holding on here in this game. We'll go ahead and speed things up because this game is well and away over. What a cheeky one, back and forth between these two teams, these 6 commanders. I appreciate seeing the unique strategies coming out here, and the Tumbleweed gaming is epic as always, so very, very neat to see. Nuclear launcher managed to kill a base as well, but actually, I mean, in retrospect, of course, the yellow commander holding that, or handling that pretty elegantly, yeah, lifting up those conturrets and moving them away, something I haven't seen before, but I absolutely love it. Thanks a ton for watching, and if you did enjoy, please, of course, feel free to join the Brightworks by hitting that like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you again in the very next cast of Beyond All Reason. Peace out, everybody.